TRVL. Look at this. And people see what I see, but on Max, at all these buying tails. Buy, 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 buy. These are buys, huh? It looks like people are selling, but actually they're being bought back. So someone is buying back the sells. So people are selling and then people are buying back. But they're not pushing the price up. So they're just buying back into the range, back to the range, back to the range, yeah? At the lows, this is bullish to see this kind of price action at the lows. When I say lows, I mean the lows of this overall range, okay? So what is the overall range? Well, let's just say this is the range here. Yeah, there's a little bit of a range going on here. This is quite, at the lows, having these tails, buying tails is quite bullish, because even though people have been selling, the price is being brought back up on MEX for sure. Okay, it's kind of what you want to see at the lows. You want to see buying. There are lots of buying happening here, right? And enough buying is happening. It's like someone is scaling in without trying to move the price, and over a period of time they can accumulate a large position. That's what's happening right now on MEX. So maybe someone took profit at the highs. They don't want to just pump the price. They're just kind of scaling in on a regular basis, and that's pretty good to see. It's good to see that, you know, it's good to see that someone is doing that. If I update the volume, I'm going to update the volume on all the exchanges now just to see if there's any changes. We are putting a little bit of volume in this current area of interest, not crazy, but a little bit. Do I have a volume levels? Yeah, I do. Bring that up. So in the overall change, maybe the value area high is slightly higher now. Point of control, why did I do that? No real change on MEX, just a little bit of buying. And actually what you can see on MEX is you can see that this previous wick low, the liquidity was taken, then the liquidity was taken again, okay? And now we're still back, we're still trading back up into this, above this low. So we are holding support. It looks like we're holding support. I think this has got something to do with Bitcoin, okay? Let me just have a look at the other exchanges quickly to see if I see anything else that's interesting. Firstly, let me just update the volume as well. Nice. Point of control. Value area high. Gate. You know, Gate has a slightly wider value area simply because in this area here there was a lot of buying here. Okay, so Gate is slightly different to the other exchanges, but for all intents and purposes no real change. We are at quite a nice volume area here, okay, which is good. I don't mind that the Gate volume area is wider. I don't mind that at all. It just means in the future when we flip the value area into support, we'll have a higher level of support on Gate. That's what it means. There's a buy there. Look, that's a big buy there. You see increase. You see these green candles. The big ones are the buys, you know. So that's kind of what you want to see. Not as many buying tails here as on MEX. There is one here, here. There's a few buying tails, not as many as MEX. On MEX, someone is just market buying small amounts. That's obvious to see. Let me have a look at KuCoin. I'll do exactly the same thing. Until we actually in the future have a truly dominant exchange, I'm gonna, at the moment there's a little bit of a balance between the exchanges, so that's why I'm doing it volume area pools on all the exchanges to see what's happening and just update them. In the future there's going to be like, it's probably in the future it'll probably be like, probably we buy like some kind of derivatives or Binance. You see how here the volume area, the value area high has moved up a little bit. Okay, so we are slightly inside the value area. It was lower down before and we were holding the previous value area, and the value area has moved up a little bit. I don't have a problem with that yet, as long as we move up. Yeah, I'd have a problem with that if the price started to move down. I don't mind that the volume area moves up with the price. I think that's just kind of good to see, because it just means that there's volume being put in higher up. And actually in the future, what you want to see as the price, let's say for example the price does go up and we range here, you want to see volume put up here. You want to see that. You want to see people buying and selling, and for the price to hold higher levels, you want to see that kind of price action. Yeah, you don't want to see low volume rises. You want to see increasing prices with increasing volume, and that will move the value area with the price. That's bullish. That's bullish for that to happen. So we're just going to keep a track of that. Yeah, I can't see the same behavior here as on MEX. There's a big buy here, this big green candle here. That's really the only observable point here. Nothing else. And then have a look at Bybit. Yeah, Bybit, the value is trading slightly higher. So there's a little arbitrage potential there between MEX and Bybit. It's not crazy, but there is a possibility. Let's do the same thing with this. Okay, so actually we're of all of them, Bybit is actually back in the value area. Where's my volume levels? Have I not got them? Let me quickly do them now. I should have had them, but I don't. Come on, come on. It's good to keep them and then just have a record of changes. Okay. What you notice on Bybit is that there's no volume in these higher ranges. So it's, as far as volume is concerned, it's like price discovery. There's just no volume. So the price can, in the future, it can move up quite fast if and when we get above this value area and flip it into support. You see right now on we basically need to get back above 9 cents and flip that back into support. We've had 3 attempts. 1, 2, 3. I think the 4th time we should be able to do it. That's what I think. Okay. And It's not looking terrible, is it? It's not looking bad. This whole consolidation period, it's quite a flat correction, even though it's pulled back 30 or so percent. This whole thing is quite flat, and you can see how the volume is kind of dropping off. The price is gently easing off. And the other thing you can probably see, maybe on a higher time frame, is slight bullish divergences. It's not easy to see, but there it does exist. Actually, it's hidden. You see how this low is kind of flat, and you see how this low from the same pivot is going down, slightly bullish. Did we make a lower low here? We did, which is not what you want to see. You want to see a higher low, but there is absorption happening here. It's just not easy to see. Okay, it would be a lot more bullish. It would be a lot more bullish if in the MACD you had the MACD go underneath this pivot and the price stayed higher. But we're not there yet. Okay. Something that everyone should be like really paying attention to is that on Twitter, I'll show you. It's really interesting. I think people need to really pay attention to what's happening. Let me show you. Read this. I read this yesterday, and it's quite interesting. Read this. Rod Lunkos.space asks, is there a website where I could check availability? I'm going to Florianopolis, Brazil tomorrow and looking for a place to stay. And read what Cynthia is the CEO of Dtravel and co-founder and an Airbnb superhost. She's like fully equipped to do this. And look what she says. We're launching this in the next 2 weeks. That's like that's a signal right there, no? We're launching this in the next 2 weeks. I don't know why people wouldn't be like crazy bullish on what's about to be launched. Yeah. And then when I look at the price of TRVL, and just to think now how the price is and where the price is, it's like a really good place to buy. It really is. Look, you have a pullback, you have a V shape, you have a pullback, the price has slowed down, the selling has kind of slowed down. It's a good place. I think it's a good place to buy. And we're still, the weekly time frame candle hasn't finished yet, but look, let's see where the week ends. But it's a really good place. Like, we've had 4 weeks in this price range here, basically 4 weeks here. It's like a flat correction, what I'm seeing. And you know, this red volume is much less than the green volume. So the green volume hasn't exited. The green volume is still holding. They're still in. They're just waiting, and this is a really good place to buy. Underneath my key level of SR, which is 9 cents, so you're still buying it underneath 9 cents. I think that's quite good. And MEX obviously has the best price right now, if anyone's interested, 778, whereas on Bybit it's 7906. Okay, that's TRVL, I think, unless there's any questions.